And
Yeah, as you
of
said.
course, we've got Ryan with us, I should say. Sorry, Ryan, to interrupt you there. Man City in action now. Surely, I know which way you're kind of expecting this game to go.
I've heard a lot about Phil Foden's ability, so I'm backing him to go not just into the final 8 today. I'm backing him to go the whole way up until the final, but we'll see how he performs today.
And let's just have a quick word, Ryan, about Manchester City's side in this game. You know, it's full of talent. Yes, we're playing head-to-head FIFA. We're playing 85 rated, but we've still got a handful of talented players. How would you expect Phil to line up in this game regarding formation and then maybe from defence going forward?
If it was me personally, anyway, I would set up using the 4-2-3-1 formation, which is probably the most balanced formation on FIFA 20 this year. It's good defensively, and you have the two CDMs sitting in front of the back four just to offer that stability. But in terms of Man City's lineup, I'd probably obviously start off with Edison in goal, and I'd be a bit controversial here. I'd start Cancelo in right back, and I'd have Kyle Walker right centre back because he offers the pace alongside Laporte and Mendy to complete the back four. Two CMs, I would actually have De Bruyne and Rodri sitting in front of the back four. De Bruyne just to offer just that attacking sense going forward, someone that can play the ball forward. And the attacking mids, I'd use Mahrez in the centre, Sterling on the right, Sane on the left, and Aguero up top to complete it.
Pretty unreal team, if that is your starting 11 for Man City. First about 10 minutes here, pretty evenly matched between the two. I think one of the big things in NABIL Bahoui's team that I saw, that I took away, was he's not just put money onto the game and bought packs and got the players. He's been doing SPCs, Vidal, Alexandro, Boateng. These are SPCs that you have to be pretty active on FIFA to be doing, Ryan. And I read a lot into that.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see here the way he's playing already, his defensive line is really, really deep. So you can tell that he's prepared to stay up and play the defensive game, hoping to catch Phil Foden on the counter-attack, which is an effective way to play. And we're seeing Phil Foden gradually keep the ball. He's kept a lot of the ball early on anyway.
Smashes it past the goalkeeper. Foden off his feet. What a goal, Brandon.
What a fantastic finish to get things started here in the Stay and Play Cup. And a massive game. A massive performance from Phil Foden to get this game underway. We spoke about the lineup of Manchester City's team here. We get a chance to look at AIK's team. He's making an early sub straight away. Ryan, talk to us about that goal, but also a quick early change from NABIL.
Yeah, he's worked the chance well to give Aguero the space using triggering runs and quick one-touch passing. And it's no surprise that Aguero, he's got the finishing in real life, so it's no surprise that he can finish it on FIFA 20 as well. And the sub early on, for me, if my opponent was to make a sub early on, I feel like I'm 2-0 up already. I feel like I'm already into his head and he's already questioning. Yeah, exactly. He's questioning what he's doing wrong already. So I feel like I've already taken that step forward.
Interesting there from Phil. 4-1-2-1-2 wide, the formation of choice that he is using. Lovely goal, though, with the drag back as well. Shows that the meta, shall we say, certainly he's got a good grasp of it. The drag back meta. This could be... I'm going to go out and say, this could be game of the tournament so far.
It's not as well, Richard. Forget that AIK and NABIL Bahoui had to go through kind of a prelim round to get into the round of 16, where he did beat PSV, a massive Dutch football club, won 4 goals to 2 in quite a convincing performance as well.
I think him having that experience in the first game could prove to win this game. Just as you said, he's already played 1 game. He came off on the winning side of it. So for me personally, if I was NABIL, I'd feel that little bit of confidence going into the later stages of the game.
If chance does come forward again, it will be okay to try and lift that ball over. Edison off the line with a little bit of a Superman punch. We know he's quite an active goalkeeper. Some would say a sweeper keeper, very good with his feet, and clearly that punch away. And Richard, a quick word on Silva in that AIK team. He scored a handful of goals on Wednesday when we did see NABIL Bahoui make his debut in the Stay and Play Cup and back it up with that 4-2 performance against PSV.
It was a pretty tight performance as well when you actually look back at the game. It was very evenly matched. It went to 2-2 and then 2 late goals showing the grit and determination. That's a lovely set piece. Straight off the training ground from Phil there. But as you were alluding to regarding Nabil Bahoui in that performance against PSV, he had to show a bit of heart and a bit of determination. It wasn't an easy performance. He didn't roll over his opponent.
I'm quite impressed with the way Phil started off. As you saw there with the set piece, he's showing some tendencies that I'd see from top level players as well, with the movement defensively, the way he's blocking, trying to intercept the passes manually himself. And I kind of respect it. As I said, I feel like he can do some serious damage in this game.
It's a fantastic ball inside. This could be a mistake for Steele, but for that drag back again, well defended by Manchester City's Phil Foden. Of course, as the guys did allude to, has got one special item in the game after that Carabao Cup performance win, and he's had a pretty good start to professional football, hasn't he, Richard? Plenty of titles under his belt at Manchester City, if I can get it out, and even a special item this year and a handful last year.
Yeah, he's actually a world record holder as well, Brandon. He became the youngest ever player to receive a Premier League medal. May 13th, 2018.
Really well done by Phil Foden. Already 2 Premier League titles under his belt at such a young age. Look at this, keeping possession as well. It's something that we would see in the pro scene, with the chance to break forward, straight back down the other end for AIK. This has been a fantastically contested game so far. You have to remember some of the teams we've already lost in the Stay and Play Cup. We've said goodbye to the likes of Real Madrid, to PSG, Valencia, Marseille, Helsinki, Chelsea. So many big teams already leaving the Stay and Play Cup.
Yeah, some big European teams already knocked out. Nabil Bahoui already got 1 scalp to his name in PSV. He's hoping to take down Manchester City. However, trailing 1-0 as it stands. That's a nice little bit of build-up play. But again, Ryan, good defensive, patient defensive play from Phil Foden.
Yeah, as I said, I'm really, really impressed with it, because the way he's defending manually, trying to cut the lanes and blocking off certain avenues for Nabil to go forward, it nullifies the chance he has. But
That has to
He's
go
off his
in.
chair. He's off his chair and everything. Such a different Nabil Bahoui that we saw on Wednesday, Richard. He was bringing out Volta celebrations, Dybala celebrations. You can just see how disappointed he is there as he goes into the half-time whistle. Ryan, talk to us about that chance. What's he done wrong there?
yeah, that's the rookie error in my opinion. He was in full sprint and in full stride when he decided to take the shot. I'm not quite sure if it was the preferred foot he took it on, but he had more time than he realised. He could have perhaps done a ball roll or perhaps taken a touch inside to take a better chance at goal. But yeah, as I said, it was rushed and he skewed it wide, so luckily Phil Foden is still 1-0 up.
Speaking of Phil Foden, got a little bit of inside information for you. Good friend of mine, verified player, Sierra 16, competed in a couple of events and qualifying for events this year. He actually matched Phil Foden in Div 1 Rivals. The game was 1-1. So that just shows how good of a player Phil Foden is. He's taken on players who are attempting to qualify for events in Rivals and getting decent results.
Exactly, not even just the results, but having that sort of experience where you're competing in Division 1, where you're likely to play against people who perhaps playing different qualifiers, perhaps people that qualify to actual events. It's good experience just to have, whether you, even if you lose the game by a large margin, you still gain that experience going forward.
If you have just tuned in to the EA Sports FIFA 20 Stay and Play Cup, we are in the round of 16 stages still. We've got 4 games in front of you today. This is one of them. Manchester City leading by 1-0 up against the Swedish 2018 Allsvenskan winners in AIK. Just like that. What a way to start this second half. Nabil Bahoui's off his seat. He can't believe it. Game on, Richard Buckley.
Yeah, a beautiful turn, I have to say. That turn, the turning man right there, on the edge of the box, left him for dead. Wheels away in celebration to the camera, and Asani, the player, to get this game back on level.
Yeah, as you said, it was a sensational turn. I feel like Phil Foden's trying to predict the movement of NABIL, and I feel like that worked against him in that situation. He predicted the wrong direction, jockeyed to the other side, and as I said, a fantastic turn and finish into the top of the net.
He's a player. It's already scored 4 goals in the Stay and Play Cup. Did beat PSV 4 goals to 2. He could be on for a 6th in total in this tournament. Cuts back inside for that far post finish, but Ederson proven his worth in the Manchester City net. You feel like this game has just started to heat up a little bit.
Lovely stop and turn, I have to say, from NABIL Bahoui. Riyad Mahrez looks to have just broken away there. He's onside, thinking to the box, just headed over the bar, and NABIL Bahoui just telling everyone to calm down. Just calm down.
See something there which is probably easy to see on hindsight anyway. When you're viewing the game, Phil had more time. If he just had taken perhaps a roll inside or a fake shot stop, he could have passed it just to the edge of the 6-yard area, but he rushed it, and yeah, the header went wide.
Manchester City on the break now. Gabriel Jesus out on this far-hand side, being pushed out, and they've got too many options around him. Fernandinho and Mahrez will happily interchange there. Back to goal for KDB. This could be a chance for Manchester City. He still somehow got it as Mahrez. And that attack finally near enough comes to an end. NABIL Bahoui struggling to get out of the back here. Phil Foden's pressure's been unbelievable. Fantastic block on the first time. And once again on the second from AIK.
Heroic defending at the back there for AIK, and a chance to counter. He's onside. Cal Walker's playing him on. Asani in to make it 2. Oh, he had so much time. If anything, Ryan, he had too much time.
Exactly. In those situations, honestly, when you're going one-on-one like that, especially in the pro scene, you don't really get those chances often. For me, it's really petrifying because it's kind of uncharted territory. As I said, you don't get those opportunities when you go a clear one-on-one. So to have that, I know personally I'd probably struggle as well, but there's a chance that perhaps he'd be ruined.
We have had about 20 minutes of end-to-end FIFA here. Chances at both ends for AIK and Manchester City. We must remind you, whoever does win this will book themselves a place in the final 8. And they'll either be going up against Olympic Lyon or Atletico Madrid. That game will be coming up next here tonight on the Stay and Play Cup. Before we do so, we have this game in front of us. Golden goal potentially will be needed if we are drawing after 90 minutes. Fantastic through ball. Could it be 2? Asani, fantastic save. It's on the rebound again. Ederson. Somehow.
NABIL Bahoui. He's off his feet. He's off his chair. What is happening? This game, it's all NABIL Bahoui. Right to me. Still there. Smashes past the goalkeeper. What a turnaround for NABIL Bahoui. Shushes to the camera. This man has swagger.
Yeah, Phil, he got lucky the first time out, but I feel like he should have got the ball clear. Ended up being good pressure from NABIL, and he managed to tuck away the chance at probably the 2nd or 3rd time of asking.
Well, it's that man again, scoring goals for the Swedish club. Silva back on the score sheet, scored some huge crucial goals in that round of 16 match. Can Phil Foden reply? Does go down, pulls for a penalty from the referee. Referee waves that one away. And Ryan, is this a time to maybe make a few changes? You've got about 15 minutes left in this match. Some fresh legs could be clinical.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in Man City, they have players with blistering pace off the bench. He could even bring himself on off of the bench to try and get that winning goal. But as you said, he's representing Manchester City, and they are known for late goals, especially with Aguero. So you never know, you can pick one up and perhaps salvage some sort of result for Phil.
Well, there's that pause cued as we were expecting. Just 10 minutes left in this game. 2 goals to 1. AIK will lead. Cuts back inside. Could it be 3? Superb defending once again. Laporte back there, the Frenchman. I think the one thing that I've looked at in this game, Richard, Phil Foden's had a lot of possession. It's just what he's done with the possession.
The 4-1-2-1-2 wide, I think, isn't helping him. He's getting it out wide, but then with FIFA 20, crosses aren't the most strong. You get in those positions and you have to sort of do one thing and one thing only. That's get to the byline and look for a cutback. Abraham has broken through yet again. Smash it near post, and Ederson keeping this game alive. 5 minutes remaining.
as you said, the 4-1-2-1-2 wide isn't working in my opinion. I feel like this is a stage now. It's getting late in the game. I would throw everything at it. I'll change to a 3 at the back, maybe go constant pressure and try and push as many people forward. And Man City, they do have the players that can contribute to the attack, so he is fortunate in that sense. But there's not a lot of time for Phil to make changes. So every chance he gets, he's going to have to take it.
I think I saw Foden on central attacking mid. I saw Leroy Sané introduced as well up top. And also Bernardo Silva out on the wide right. So 3 changes, all attacking players in this 85 rated game mode. Brandon, are we going to see a late bit of Etihad drama?
I mean, it's a stadium and a club that's had lots of late drama, hasn't it? Can Manchester City's Phil Foden bite back with 5 minutes left and to send this to a golden goal? Showdown. 5 minutes left. A corner. Played short and dispossessed. Manchester City, a chance to break away now. Yes, we might be playing 85 rated head-to-head, but when you do bring on late substitution, you're still going to have that advantage, that extra bit of pace or energy to break forward. This will be the last chance for Phil Foden if he wants to try and create something. Ball switches far as Walker out to Bernardo Silva. Again, he's just left for dead there. He hasn't really got any options around him.
A little rushed as well, the free kick. He's going to get another chance though. NABIL Bahoui is struggling to clear, but Foden there just running into dangers. Hands go on head. Are we going to be saying goodbye to Stockport Iniesta after his first game?
He's got 2 minutes left of added time. Hopefully he can maybe get one chance and... Ooh. Okay.
One more chance. 10 seconds
12
left.
seconds. 12 seconds of in-game FIFA time. Has to go forward. That ball has to go into the box. It will go into the box. It's defended well. It's back on the edge of the box. Still on late drama. Finish it. And there goes the full-time whistle. NABIL Bahoui once again backs it up in the Stay and Play Cup for AIK. He might be a 68 rated silver item on Ultimate Team. But when he's on the virtual pitch, when he's in the Stay and Play Cup, Richard, he has been fantastic so far.
This man does not mess about. I love the swagger. I love the celebrations. I love everything about it. NABIL Bahoui through to the quarterfinals. What a man.
He's backed up his performances as well. So it's fair to say that he deserved the win. And congratulations to him anyway.
Yeah, commiserations to Ryan's Manchester City falling in the round of 16. But guys, NABIL Bahoui, absolutely superb. AIK into the quarterfinals here at the Stay and Play Cup.
Yes, thank you, Ryan, Richard, and the birthday boy, Brandon Smith. We didn't say that before, but happy birthday to you, my friend. So guys, what a match. Spencer, what'd you see out there? NABIL Bahoui backed up his talk early on.
He did. He definitely did. And we need to find out a bit more about NABIL Bahouy's Ultimate Team record, because we've seen his team and we've seen him play a couple of games now, and we've seen him potentially being an Elite 2 player there. I thought Phil started pretty well and he looked very confident, and I started to see why people have said he's a good FIFA player. I think he maybe got a little bit overconfident in the pitch, and that his one-touch guys were talking about it on commentary a little bit, and it showed that he was happy. He was trying to, I think, show people that he knew what he was doing on FIFA, but I think he overdid it. He was doing it in areas he didn't really get anything from it. And I saw him lose the ball a few times from it and then give NABIL that opportunity to come back into the game. And then, to be honest, after that point, it felt like NABIL was more or less in control.
Yeah, well, you're going to get to ask NABIL because he's with us right now. NABIL, thank you for joining us. My first question for you, you backed up your talk, which is very similar to another famous Swede, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who does a lot of talking but backs it up as well. What is it about Swedish players and Swedish clubs? All right now we got some technical difficulties right now with NABIL. We'll get back to him when we can. Obviously, we're trying to put this all together globally, everybody from home doing some amazing work behind the scenes to make this happen. So that's going to happen from time to time. Mike, what did you see when you watched this game?
Well, multiple things. One, I'm not going to copy any more Spencer predictions. Two, NABIL could have had more goals. He was very good with the counterattacks, very efficient with making those opportunities. Remember, he had multiple breakaways where there was great saves made by Ederson. He's the real deal. I'd love to know where he finishes as well. And I feel like he definitely deserved that W, and he also showed that he has enough composure and enough self-belief, which we kind of thought he did, to create opportunities and make comebacks. Because remember, he went down early in that game. He made a pause. He shifted tactics, and I liked his tactics better than Foden's setup. I didn't like the 4-1-2-1-2 wide. I just don't feel that it's that effective of a formation in FIFA 20, and I would have loved to see if Foden had actually shifted tactics as well.
Now, Ryan, what do you think Phil should have done once his tactics did get shifted, like Mike's talking about?
Well, if I'm speaking from, I guess, experience, if I notice my opponent is changing something on a competitive level, I'll try and perhaps mimic their formation or change something in my setup as well, just to try and counter what they're doing. And as you said, Phil Foden stuck to what he was perhaps used to with the 4-1-2-1-2 with the wide players. And it's not a formation I would go to. I don't think it's that useful this year. As you said, crossing isn't as effective, and you're lacking that play that you could create triangles in the middle of the pitch. And as you said, NABIL, he took advantage of the open space in the middle of the park.
He missed 4 one-on-ones. I mean, it could have been a lot worse, like Mike suggested. Good goalkeeper play by Phil Foden, but ultimately it wasn't enough for Man City to go through. Now, I said before, you can't sleep on Scandinavian clubs in this competition, and I think that trend is going to continue as we move forward. But congrats to NABIL Bahoui for getting into the quarterfinals. You think he's a threat, Spencer, to go all the way?
Well, on paper, yes, because he's being an Elite 2 player. I'm not sure I saw a lot of Elite 2 play from Phil there. In fact, I think I've figured out why he gets Elite 2, and I think it's because people are rage quitting when they see his team. Because, yeah, we need to see NABIL come up against someone that we know. I mean, he's certainly a good player. Probably better than I thought he was before that game. But what I really want to see is him against some of the players we've seen come through games, like a Trent Alexander-Arnold maybe, or of course Jesper Lindstrom, who's unbelievable as well. So it's still a long way to go for him, but I mean he's in as good a shape as anyone else. And like Jimmy says, there's no Scandinavian that's lost a game of FIFA in this tournament yet.
Yeah, and then Mike, is there something you saw about NABIL's game where he can maybe improve? Because he still played pretty well despite some weaknesses.
Well, I have his stock on the up and up right now. That game did a lot for him because he showed that he could play defense. In the first matchup, he looked like he was more susceptible. I can't talk. Ryan used that word. It looked like that he was more open to where you could create space or you could make these opportunities and so forth against him. And out of that game, I thought he did a much better job sitting back. He looked like he was playing more into kind of the FIFA dynamic that we're used to seeing. And then he countered really well and he made adjustments, which is something that's going to be necessary if you want to beat a variety of types of oppositions.
All right, let's get back to NABIL. He is ready for us. Congratulations, my friend. My first question for you. What is it with Swedish players and Swedish clubs? It sounded very Zlatan-esque for you to put out a note to Foden, I'm going to take you down, and then you beat him. You walk the walk, you talk the talk. What is it about Sweden?
No, it's, first of all, hello, guys. I just want to say I'm always like cocky in prediction and I'm confident in preparation, but I'm always humble in victory or defeat. You understand?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to be, NABIL. But you are in a great shape. You've obviously played 2-1-2 now. Have you got an aim for this tournament? Have you seen some of the other games? Are you hoping to win the whole thing?
No, the final will be tough against Brøndby if I go to the final. But step by step, and yeah, I believe in myself and my team. AIK is like a huge club, so I need like the whole Europe to know it, you know.
And I think we're all itching to know because Phil came out and said, "Oh, I'm an Elite 2 player." Where do you finish in the weekend league?
To be honest, I'm not so good at concentration, but last week I got 24, and then I was really like headache, you know. So maybe I start to get old, but 24 is my record.
Yeah.
I would say going into this game, did you get any confidence from your victory on round one? Did you have any confidence going into it, thinking that you could perhaps overturn that 1-0 deficit that you started off with?
Yeah, I have a good team behind me. I have a Snapchat group with friends, and I call them my scouting system. So they watch like Foden 2019 on YouTube. So I know he played a lot of central. So I closed the central, you know. So the guy. So that's my secret.
I love that. Well, Nabil, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the big win, and good luck in the quarterfinals.
Thank you. See you.
All right, Nabil Bahoui, everyone, doing work for AIK. I'm excited to see how far he can go because, like he mentioned, he's got the confidence that you need to have success at anything. But, yeah, wow, what a performance. I can't say enough about it. Now, Spencer, have we seen the bracket? Who's he playing next? Do we know that?
Well, he's going to play the winner of one of the later games today. He's going to play the winner of João Felix
right.
versus Bruno Guimaraes. So whoever wins that game will be playing Nabil. But, I mean, based on what he's just said there, he might be my new favourite player in this tournament because he's kind of fitting the mould, exactly what we as spectators want in this tournament. He's confident. He gives us great content in stuff that he's filmed at home. He's a good player, of course. He's got his own scouting network. And I think most importantly, he's saying that he wants to do this to put his club on the map. And that's what this is all about, right? It's a reimagining of the football ecosystem. You don't have to be the best team in terms of the UEFA coefficient to win this. And AIK might be one of the in the most respectful way possible, lesser known clubs of all the other clubs in this. Certainly not as well known as the likes of Real Madrid and Liverpool across the world. He can give them a massive boost on the global scale. And I like the fact that that's on his radar.
All right, everyone. One very entertaining match is in the books, but we have 3 more to go, including Atletico Madrid versus Lyon. João Felix making his debut in the Stay and Play Cup. Can he do in FIFA what he does for Atletico? Come back and join us and find out.